Okay.
So Ember Moon did a interview with Chris Van Vliet where she talked about her experience in WWE. Obviously, she's no longer with the promotion. There was like a clip that came out, which everyone kind of gravitated to, as she was breaking down her kind of like her last like 3 or 4 months there. She made it known that there were these talent meetings. One, she was getting jerked around a lot, back and forth. As far as like, hey, this is what we plan to do with you. Wait a minute, that's actually not what we're gonna do. Hey, we actually need you to do this. Never mind, that's canceled. We're gonna send you home. We're gonna turn you heel, maybe, not sure. We're gonna have you do a match, lose. There's a storyline for you. Don't worry about it. Oh, wait a second. Vince wants you to completely step in the time machine and do your old look from 2017. Dye your hair yourself. Put your contacts back in, and then we'll send you home. And eventually, like, she was not happy with the direction of the promotion. Something that we've kind of called attention to, like with the talk of it being like the diva stuff that was always gonna creep back in, and then it has kind of risen on social media through certain advocates for these things. But she ended up basically talking about a couple of things as far as like the direction now with meetings that were being run that were encouraging the wrestlers to kind of dress in a more like revealing, be more revealing with their ring gear, more of the sexy stuff. And, to quote her, it was like, she was, it was like some booty butt cheek mandate or something like that. And she
Yeah.
essentially, people
Yeah.
were being encouraged to look like Mandy Rose. And a lot of people got upset at that part of it. And it was like,
And
that wasn't
yeah,
the whole point of this thing,
yeah.
buddy.
And to those people that did get upset of her dropping the name, I would suggest that you watch the whole part of it, because like she later comes right behind and cleans it up, and like the very next sentence it says like, "I love Mandy, nothing wrong with Mandy, but there's only one Mandy. That's not what I'm trying to do." And I think before that she even said like, "I'm my thing is to appeal to kids, not that."
Mm-hmm.
So she wasn't just saying like, she wasn't trying to be some like second wave feminist. Like she was like, "No, there's space for all of that stuff. It's not for me. This is was just like that's her thing, not mine."
And we've seen what 2.0 looks like pretty much with, just everything on your timelines every week with this wrestler wants to have sex with this wrestler. There's, and it's like a lot of people, are like real into it. Of course, they're real into Nikita Lyons or into Lash Legend or into several of the other people, some of the people that are no longer with the promotion even. But the thing that really like struck on me was the sexiness being mandated corporately, which was like, I was like, man, it's a whole lot less sexy in that case. You got Toxic Attraction running over this show, and people were so upset about Nixon Newell or whatever her name was in WWE,
Tegan
Tegan
Knox.
Knox, yeah. Talking about, hey man, it's like they're on some diva shit, and they got pissed at that. And I think it is miraculous that Becky Lynch gave that interview that she gave last week, and then like just thing after thing just kept coming out, like to just fly in the face of this. And it was like, this company is the same company it always was. The like these fake postures of like, what they do for women and stuff like that. It's like, this is a show written by old white men that is attracting old white men. I know you can't help who your audience is sometimes, but it's quite clear, like, on what's being going for. Like, the playbook is the playbook that has been there for years and years and years, and it always goes back to this. And I don't know why people are acting like brand new with this, as far as like, no, not our WWE that actually cares about women and all this stuff. Like, no, man, like this is always what it is. Like you see, like what people look like when they go to the main roster, when they've gone to the main roster, from their days in NXT. I'm not gonna put any names on it, but people look quite differently. Like they wouldn't be telling Ronda Rousey to do these things. But everyone else, like, you're subject to have to fall into this thing. And it's like, while they put up these graphics with 24 names on them, some that weren't even with the company by the end of the week, saying they've been used and this is this positive thing and all that. It's like, man, what about like the tangible like actions? Like you saw 24 women on screen. Like what were they doing? Like what does anybody care about anything? And it's a lot of fake posturing, fake weaponization of those things. So when like the real stuff that's supposed to be important kind of goes under the radar, and then you have this stuff that pops up that just shines a light on the corny ass shit a lot of people try to ride for out here. And it sucks because like Ember Moon was like, she wasn't my favorite wrestler or anything. Like I thought she should actively have been banned from speaking into a microphone most cases, but she's telling you what it is, like, and telling you about her experience. It wasn't like she was saying, hey, I felt this about this. It was like, no, this is what happened. And then of course everyone jumped back at her pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's amazing how like from Swole to now her, like, or anytime anybody says anything, any black woman says anything, like they quit to jump on it. Like it's really interesting how that works. I mean, you can tell by what was going on in the programming, or you can tell exactly the specifics. But like she brought it, illuminates, right. It illustrates just as how far they want to go that way. And like for me personally, I think that like I think it's kind of obvious that that should not be said to any of the talent.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be. Like, but I do get that it is a cosmetic business, and blah blah blah. I go from there wherever you want to. My thing is like, if they tell a good story, if they're good characters, if they have good matches, the aesthetic stuff is secondary, or could be secondary, but
not here.
They don't exactly, they don't see it that way. So like it's unfortunate. It sucks that she had to go through that, and like especially given that I remember her interview up talking about I think it was a Booker T. Talking about like her coming back from her Achilles tear, and how like she did not think that, she had so many doubts about whether or not she would be able to wrestle again. Mm-hmm. And to see her go from that to like, I want out of here, and like, what was that? It's been what, a year? Has it even been? She came back what, October 2020? October 2020. It hasn't even been 2 years. She's already like, get me the fuck out of here, or not necessarily get me the fuck out of here, but like,
she laid the
don't call me, don't call me on no bullshit no more.
They wanted
2 years she went from that.
They wanted to make her a coach, damn near, and then she went into this thing about like, I don't want to be a coach or whatever. Yeah. And then you think about Ember Moon, she's like, I think she's like maybe 33, maybe. And then like you start thinking about like her shelf life, and she's like, man, y'all trying to put me out to pasture, like for these people that don't love this shit the way I do or whatever. And you got to feel for somebody like that has pride in themselves, and regardless of like how it may have gone, it's like, she still was trying to give herself to this and she was like pitching ideas that like when I heard them, they sounded like so actively like cliched, and like I'm gonna go on a losing streak to snap and all this stuff, and I'm like, it's nothing revolutionary, but like her heart was in it, so it was like,
and she was putting, like, by her doing it, she'd be putting people over in the process,
right? So it was,
and the people she was probably gonna be wrestling would be people she was way better than in the ring, right, to prop up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was kind of it kind of set off like some people said that this was one of those, hey, she kicked the door in a little bit on that, and you would think this stuff would in an era where people are so normally sensitive about anything that has to do with women's wrestling, I thought it would be even louder, the reception, like to actively champion like what she's saying. But nope, not, here today. The news was there, pretty much gone after that. But I think she shined a light on, people was quiet like church mice, exactly, in the comments, and it's unfortunate. It's not going anywhere. She was not the first. She will not be the last that's going to talk about this. But
Yeah.
it's on you, as a listener, or someone that's listened to this show, to make the choice whether you're going to forget this or not. So,
Yeah.